Is anyone the youngest employee and you're pretty old? I'm in my late 20s and everyone here is at least 35, or older. Everyone has a house and kids and are married and I'm the only one who's not. It's their time with the company too. Everyone has been here for years and years and as far as I can tell, my position keeps changing hands every 1.5 years or so. I just didn't think I'd be the youngest when I'm close to 30, it's a very strange feeling. Someone asked me if I'm independently funded, someone asked me why I drink tap water. Our state is fine, someone told me that TMNT was before my time. That's like peak 90s cartoons. Is this a common thing for anyone else? Edit. Wow, this blew up. I guess it's a really common thing. Kinda worrying. I'm the youngest employee on my team and I'm 34. I'm in my late 20s. I'm one of the youngest in my department. I work with people roughly in their 40s. At least 4 people are looking to retire next year. They are all married and have kids. Heck, I'm still looking forward to moving out. I am the oldest employee on my team and all the managers are younger than me. It does not feel great from this side either. Depends what you do for a living. I'm 33 and I'm the youngest on my team by at least 17 years. I work in a very technical, engineering-based role, so it's a massive blessing. I have extremely experienced colleagues that I can learn from every day. The other senior accountant at my company is a 25-year-old woman who lives at home and we're all 35, 55-year-old dudes with kids and 2 houses. I feel terrible because that must suck, but I'm more comfortable talking and hanging with her. I'm the only one that isn't showing up to work in a giant black pickup truck and talking about all the golf I played over the weekend. Not my kind of people either. In my last office-type job, the next youngest person was still 20 years older than me. After her, another 15 years. A few of them were close to 80 years old. Most of them refused to take me seriously because I wasn't married and still lived at home when they all had grandchildren and paid off their mortgages in 1985. 35 and up is old. I'm 28 and everyone on my team has several grandkids and jokes about only a few more years until. These people are out of touch if they think you're too young for TMNT. There's been like 3 theatrical releases within the past 10 years. My 9 and 7-year-old nephew tolerate my Michelangelo impression. I'm fairly certain I'm a little over the average age at my workplace, but who cares what they say? Seriously, fuck them all the way off to nowhere lol. So many people ask questions like when are you gonna have kids or why aren't you married yet because they are miserable and they want to see others suffer the same way. Enjoy your life and laugh at them. I've left entire fields for this reason. The continuation of the jokes that are just really people taking office frustrations out. I always feel like this is a factor in any workplace that can't keep workers. I'm 41 and I feel like I'm smack dab in the middle, but relate more to younger millennials. My 2 BFFs at work are in their early 60s and early 20s, respectively. 25 Security. Enjoy it while you're still young. One day you'll look around and you'll be the oldest. Old in your late 20s? Wow, you're ancient, dude. The TMNT thing makes me laugh. TMNT is a very different thing to 80s nerds. Like the original comic is dark and definitely not kid-friendly. I know, the 90s cartoon was fun and I didn't mind it even though I was aged out of its target demo by then. I enjoyed it too. The cheesy movies. Fun, but nothing measure up to the old black and white gritty independent comics of the 80s. I work at a punk bar. I'm 27. Everyone else is older but still millennials in their 30s and 40s, besides one girl who is my age but I think still technically older than me. Most people in the USA are over 35. Why is it worrying? Could you explain? Not old, experienced. I'm the youngest in my department by 35 years. I'm 33. You are not pretty old. Stop that right now. Signed, everyone who is older than you. I am 38. I am the youngest. I am also the boss. Lol. My associates have at minimum 20 years on me. But we get along famously. Not really. I'm in my mid-30s and people just come up to tell me that it's over for me. Because they see how pathetic I am. I feel like the younger generation is just opting out of all these essentials jobs and letting it rot. I never see anyone under 20 working, and if they are, they last for like a month. I don't blame them, especially around here in Canada. Some conditions are just abysmal. This is a huge red flag. No state's tap water is fine. Yes, I am 46 and there is only one nurse younger than me in the clinic. I was 40 and the youngest on my team. But there were other growths that had younger people in them. Up until recently, my husband was the youngest in his company, and he's early 40s. Depends on the sector, depends on the org. Last place had some late 20s, early 30s, mostly 30s, early 40s. Current place has lots in their 20s, early 30s and few in 40s. Right now, I'm the oldest at 34 in my group, excluding supervisor and manager. In my mid-20s I had a factory job where I was the youngest person on shift out of 180 people. It stayed like this for 2 of the 4 years I worked there. On the 3rd year, they hired a fresh from high school kid. I'm 37 and the next youngest employee is 56. I get a lot of your same comments about things not existing when I was young, but the women where I work are all very kind, so it's all in jest. Strangely enough, I'm actually the only one married with kids. My last job I was 35 and def one of the youngest. I'm the youngest manager. Everyone else is at least 10 years older than me. I'm the youngest in my team and all my reports are older than me. I'm 30, there's a woman who's 26, but apart from that everyone else is 50. I'm 40 and I've been at my job 6, almost 7 years and I'm the newbie still. We know how each other thinks and we got along well, and this is the first place out of 6-7 place I've worked where there isn't any drama or any BS or workplace politics that infiltrates morale. I'm the oldest on my immediate team by 8 years. I'm in my late 30s. Most are 1-3 years out of college and we have a college intern. I show them I nope out of unnecessary ot all the time. I show them it's okay to say fuck it and leave early or have a long lunch and just deal with something the next day. I'm the activities director at an assisted living facility. I'm the youngest manager at 22 and was the youngest person in the building until a student CNA at 20 joined for his summer break and our high school interns. It's very fun to be simultaneously adopted by the entire building. I was the youngest guy in the auto repair shops I worked in, at one shop by 2 decades until I was 27. I'm still on the younger end at my current job at 33, but we have a couple techs that are younger than me. Youngest in my company at 44. 34 am working at a funeral director's. I've been the youngest for a long while. I'm also one of the more experienced in the business. I'm the youngest in the office, between ranges that range from 40 to 65, and the youngest in the back, with the lads ranging from 50 to 70. Our embalmer is the closest in age to me at like 37. Before the writers' strike started, I was setting up on 2 big sound stages. We had to put subflooring down. It's tough work. Brutal 2 weeks. When we were about halfway done, I looked around and realized that at 42, I'm by far the youngest on the job. Youngest in mine and I'm 32. I'm in my early 30s and I'm the youngest in my team. Not married, no kids. Doesn't help that I look very young as well. Very often I surprise people by what I've done in my life, such as been renting ever since 18, gone through plenty of company restructuring, even lost a career and found new career, etc. Have to be honest, it's very tiring to have to deal with the subtle down looking from others.